the Trump administration's proposal.
I think already as it is, the process of becoming a U.S. citizen is probably too difficult.
On making the citizenship test harder, Caplin News is live from our D.C. bureau. A vigil held.
They want to be involved and they want their voice to be heard.
In honor of Charlie Kirk. A daughter speaks out.
Obviously, I hope my dad comes home.
About her father Ryan Ruth as his trial continues. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida, I'm Paula Sirignano.
And I'm Alejandro Marquina. Today is Tuesday, September 15th, 2025.
Live from the Lee Caplin School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
And we're starting this morning with breaking news. Legendary actor and director Robert Redford has passed away.
His publicist said that Redford passed away at his home at Sundance in the mountains of Utah, the place he loved, surrounded by his loved ones. Redford was known for his starring roles in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid and All the President's Men. He also directed award-winning films such as Ordinary People and A River Runs Through It. Redford was 89 years old.
Becoming an American citizen may soon get tougher as the Trump administration plans to add new changes to the citizenship test.
Our DC Bureau reporter Ivan Ilowski joins us live from the Capitol and shares what this will mean and how not everyone is on board. Good morning, Ivana.
Good morning, Alejandro and Paola. That's correct, and the Trump administration says that one of the reasons for these changes is to slow down immigration. The new test could potentially include an essay in English and more difficult questions about American history and civics. Supporters argue it could work as a way to raise the bar for becoming a U.S. citizen, but critics say it raises an unfair barrier.
You know, I've read articles that say that the average U.S.-born citizen would not be able to pass the civics test as it is. And so why are we going to put an additional burden, such a burden on people who want to be U.S. citizens, who are seeking to become U.S. citizens, who want to contribute to this country by choice?
But others see a new, harder test as a way to strengthen the system.
It's good to have the test. A citizen is someone who owns part of the country. The country owns you, and you own the country. You're a stakeholder.
Still, not everyone is convinced these changes are the answer.
I don't think it's necessary. I think already as it is, the process of becoming a U.S. citizen is probably too difficult.
Some also believe that the testing knowledge alone does not prove someone will be an engaged citizen.
It doesn't seem like this is a good use of our resources in terms of, immigration enforcement. It really seems like we should be allowing more people to get in line and get in quickly than, try to make more barriers that don't seem to actually do anything except for try to get people who probably have more resources to BS an essay. Like, that's not what Americans are supposed to be about.
And a few examples of the essay questions that they would like to include in the new test are subjective ones, such as what does it mean to be an American, or who was your favorite founding father, which could show an attachment to the Constitution rather than just memorizing the answers to the questions. And although there's not a set date for this proposal, the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services Administration says that they would like to include these changes within the next year. Reporting live in Washington, D.C., I'm Ivan Ilowski, Caplin News.
And today we know more about the death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. New details are coming to light ahead of the alleged shooter's first court appearance. Last night, a vigil was held on Capitol Hill with lawmakers in participation, such as Speaker Mike Johnson. There are also new developments in the investigation of what agents believe the suspect had planned before the shooting.
Suspect wrote a note saying, "I have the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it." That note was written before the shooting.
Lawmakers guarantee more evidence and information will be available as they're trying to learn more about the motive behind this attack.
Students at FIU came together last night to remember Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk. Caplin News reporter Valeria de Sosa was at last night's vigil and brings us a story.
Hundreds of students and advocates gathered here to honor the values of Turning Point USA and its founder, Charlie Kirk. This vigil comes just days after his shooting in Utah. Students here say the event is about reflecting on his movement.
1, 2, 3. Charlie!
I knew that he has impacted millions of people's lives, but I didn't know that he had the impact, the amount of support and love that he had unfortunately, until he passed away.
The vigil held in one of FIU's lecture halls with flowers, prayers, and speeches that drew in a substantial crowd who wanted to find community while in mourning.
With the short notice of this event, that there would be 700 people here and overflow crowd upstairs, it was incredible. Incredible, but it just shows you that people want to be involved in the process, they want to answer questions, they want to be involved, and they want their voice to be heard.
The gathering marked one of the largest events ever hosted by the Turning Point chapter, with attendance far beyond what organizers expected.
Today, that's one of my biggest accomplishments, and one of Turning Point and the College Republicans' biggest accomplishments, that we were able to provide that outlet to people that needed unification,
For some alumni, the vigil became a call to action, a moment to commit to carrying on Kirk's work and pushing forward together.
We're going to get bolder, stronger, smarter, wiser, bigger than ever before. And it's because of Charlie, and it's because of the people in this room.
Vigils like these served as a space for campuses across the nation to remember Charlie Kirk's influence. His memorial is scheduled for Sunday. In Miami, I'm Violeta de Sosa, Caplin News.
And the daughter of the man accused of trying to kill Donald Trump is speaking out, saying the public doesn't know the father she grew up with. WPBF's Terry Parker has more from Fort Pierce, Florida, where his trial is underway.
I just want the world to know who my dad is for who he is, and not for what the media has painted him out to be.
Sarah Ruth says her father, Ryan Ruth, is a loving father who spent his life helping others and doing good for the community.
I mean, he's never wronged anybody. He's always been devoted to helping other people, and he doesn't understand why there's not more support out there.
Well, I mean, he is on trial for allegedly attempting to assassinate a presidential candidate, which most people would say is not a good, kind, or gentle thing.
Yeah, no comment on that.
Sarah did not want to say anything about her dad's defense strategy or the state's case that Ruth allegedly planned to kill Donald Trump and set in a sniper's nest with a semi-automatic rifle before being spotted by a Secret Service agent. She does say she supports him 100%. She's been in court every day and calls him every night in jail, where he prepares for another day of representing himself, which Sarah says is not going well. She calls it bullying.
They shut down every time he tries to say anything. And maybe he's not saying it right, but he's trying to say he's trying to get his point across, but he can't get that far. He gets shut down before he even gets to explain it. So it's really frustrating for us to watch.
Sarah's brother, Orrin Ruth, is slated to testify in his father's behalf. Sarah says she's just trying to be there for her dad.
What do you hope to come out of this trial? You can look right at Terry.
Yeah. Obviously, I hope my dad comes home. But we'll see.
The prosecution saying today they plan to rest their case by Thursday of next week, and then it will be Ryan Ruth's turn to lay out his own defense. Terry Parker, WPBF 25 News.
Two teenagers are facing charges this morning for causing over $50,000 worth of damage at an elementary school. Police say a 12 and 13-year-old broke into the school's media center in Deltona, Florida twice on Saturday. Their mothers turned them in, with prosecutors charging the teens with burglary, theft, criminal mischief, and trespassing.
And pink waves are making way to the beach in the name of science. Researchers from UCLA School of Engineering are using a pink dye to analyze water quality and patterns at the Santa Monica Pier in California, turning the water pink. The observational experiment poses no risks to people, vegetation, or wildlife, and will repeat throughout September.
Bad Bunny's residence ends, but fans worldwide can still join in.
That's still ahead, and so is the story.
Got a text message and followed by a phone call and more text messages that the emu Walter had escaped from the farm.
Massachusetts. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
Radcliffe Art and Design Incubator is the velocity accompanying the fellow's rudder, as in a boat. Unless there is movement or action, the planned direction is of little consequence. We encourage the creative ideas into action, and from the experience of doing, we critically assess the feedback, adjust, and set out to rediscover the potentialities of an entrepreneurial mindset.
Stand is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
A wild chase in Massachusetts made after an emu made a break for it. Residents in Cape Cod, Massachusetts got quite the feathery surprise after an emu escaped from a farm this Sunday afternoon. The large bird named Walter ventured through 2 towns before he was captured by his owners.
WFTXT, Christy McCarthy has a resident's reaction.
Where would an ostrich come from, Pam?
I don't think it's an ostrich. I think it's an emu.
An emu indeed. The huge flightless bird native to Australia seen strutting around Sandwich Sunday afternoon.
How do you catch it?
The friendly bird is owned by Nick Giamarco's dad and his dad's partner in Marston's Mills. He'd likely been spooked and jumped 2 5-foot fences.
I got a text message and followed by a phone call and more text messages that the emu, Walter, had escaped from the farm.
As sweet but scared Walter jaunted across town lines, Cape residents posted his whereabouts with references to his famous counterpart, known as the Liberty Mutual mascot.
Yes, he is a very nice bird.
Oh no, Limu! I'm seeing, it's going door to door and selling some insurance. So I'm hoping that's not the case, but maybe if it is, he'll stop in his tracks and I can catch him at somebody's door.
Walter, who can sprint 30+ miles per hour, would appear at the 18th hole on Holly Ridge Golf Course and finally a neighbor's yard, 3.5 miles from home.
My husband sent me a text and said, there's an emu in our yard with pictures. And I was like, this is so fake. This is ridiculous.
Her husband called 911 and Giamarco arrived.
Took a little chase and I gave him another big hug and just plopped him right down.
My dad was like, yeah, and he was tackling him and there's feathers everywhere.
We met a tired Walter and his grateful owners who had feared a coyote or a car could have hurt him.
I just was hugging him, so, hey, Walter, buddy. Yeah, so he is actually relieved.
Within minutes, Walter's trailer arrived, finally homebound.
I'm glad he was found safe. Little Walter, not so little.
Christine McCarthy, Boston 25 News.
Rapper Bad Bunny's final show in Puerto Rico will be live streamed. The artist residency, which began in July, likely generated hundreds of millions of dollars in tourist revenue for Puerto Rico. Some say it follows his choice not to tour in the U.S. over ICE's detention efforts. His final show is set to stream on September 20th on Amazon Prime, Twitch, and the Amazon Music app. You're watching Newsbreak, and we're coming right back.
See us dream. See us remember. See us protest.
You matter. Your feelings matter. Your identity matters. Everything about who you are matters.
See us fight back. See us rebuild. See us shatter stereotypes. See us inspire. See us united. See us now.
And that's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Alejandro Marquina.
And I'm Paula Sirignano. If you want more news, get them anytime at caplinnews.fiu.edu.